So fun fact, we actually lived in Neukölln for our first month in Berlin at this building, number 58, and we spent 1 month here. And if you guys have ever seen the apartment tour that I did in Berlin, it's the one right here. And we actually really liked it. It was a good introduction to Berlin because it's just a really fun area and it's still quite central too. So yeah, this was where we lived. A lot of memories. I feel like we're kind of going down memory lane today. And now we're gonna go to Tempelhof, which is open field. It used to be an old airport in the middle of the city, and it's a really cool place because you can ride your bike there, you can skateboard. A lot of families go there to have picnics. And yeah, it's just always poppin', and today is very, very hot, so it's the perfect weather. It's like 26 degrees, so it's really nice outside. If you are ever in Berlin, I do recommend coming to this area. It is so freaking sunny today. I'm probably super sweaty, but yeah, if you come here, check it out because it's a good introduction to the city and it's very unique. If you're in the area, go to this bar. It's called the Muted Horn. They have really good cider, and Josh says they have good beer. I don't drink beer, but he says it's really good, and we like to support it because it's owned by a Canadian couple.
A Canadian couple.
A Canadian couple. So yeah, come here. It's really close to Tempelhof. Support the Canadians trying to make it in Berlin. We're at the station, and one of my favorite things at the stations is they have pictures of what it used to look like back in the day. So this picture is of this street in 1910. This picture doesn't say what year it's from, but it's just so cool to get a glimpse of how people used to dress. So we just came to Mitte because Josh was going to do some filming for his video, and if you're ever near Hackischer, there's this really cool alley. It's just full of graffiti everywhere. It's called Hackischer Hof, and I actually took some pictures here for my ebook, and yeah, it's just a pretty cool area. Josh was filming against this wall, which I think makes pretty cool background for a video. There's also an Anne Frank museum happening at the moment right here. But it's just epic. You can take a lot of good pictures here, and yeah, I just really like it. And it's kind of hidden, so I think a lot of people, especially a lot of tourists, miss it because it's in a little alleyway. Now come to sit here at the park near Hackischer. I don't know what this park is actually called, or if you can even call this a park. It's pretty much just a patch of grass, but you do get a really nice view of the Berlin Cathedral and the canal. Just been making our way through the city really today, just walking around. It's just such a beautiful day, and everyone is sort of still keeping their distance right now. At least where we are. Yesterday was kind of crazy. We went to Kreuzberg and there was a festival going on in the canal. There was people on rafts. No one was keeping distancing whatsoever. We only just stopped by to really take a picture and a video, and then we just walked away because honestly I still feel like it's too risky to be in such big crowds like that, but at least right now everyone is still pretty much keeping their distance. But it is a really gorgeous day, and it's really nice to be around people, even just to hear different people speaking and just feel their energy. But being in the middle of a festival right now is not a smart move, and I was definitely still judging people yesterday. I'll put in some clips of that because I did post some of that on my Instagram for any of you guys who maybe missed it. So it's been a few days since we went out to Tempelhof field and we went out exploring in Berlin, and I did ask you guys that day over on my Instagram to ask me any questions so that I could answer them in the video. I want to do a little Q&A and answer your questions in my next video. So if you have any questions about living in Germany, living in Berlin, starting a YouTube channel, feel free to let me know and I would be super happy to answer those for you. I did answer some on Instagram that day, but I wanted to give more detail to more specific questions about living and working in Germany. I did see a lot of questions like this, which is, when do I think Germany's borders will open? I know a lot of you are planning to move here to work or to study, so obviously you're very curious about what's happening. So the good news is that things have started to progress here in a very positive direction. So things have started to open up within the country, like restaurants, shopping malls and shopping centers. So things are progressing in the right direction. You're also able to gather with more people, which is really great. Now, in terms of the borders opening up, I have heard that Germany is planning to open its borders to the rest of the EU on June 15th. So that's very, very soon. And then from there, they're slowly going to decide whether they should open up to everybody else and, make things go back to normal again. So if you are living in Canada, in the US, or India, or any other country that's not within the EU, there's no clear date just yet when they will open up to everybody and everything will go back to normal, but they're testing it out with the rest of the EU, and hopefully the cases will stay low enough and there's not going to be a second wave. Now, I know for you, you said that your master's is starting in October, so thankfully that is still a few months away, and the way that the German government has been handling everything so far has been really great. So hopefully things will get back to normal by October, but things are headed in the right direction so far. Another question I got was similar to this, and it is, do you think it's a good idea to move to Berlin now because of the virus and unemployment? So obviously the unemployment rates at the moment here in Germany are quite high. Last I read, I believe they're at 6.9%. And a lot of companies have their employees on Kurzarbeit. So obviously unemployment is very high. Germany is in a recession. However, I still see some companies posting job offers and they're still thriving. In any situation like this, there's obviously going to be companies that don't perform as well and other companies that will be thriving. So just because some companies are struggling doesn't mean that there are not any opportunities. So I'm not going to say don't come and give up on moving here, because definitely that should not be the approach. Like I said, there are companies that are still hiring, so there could definitely still be opportunities for you there. So I don't want to discourage you, because obviously if you have the right qualifications and you are motivated enough to move here, I'm sure that there can be an opportunity for you as well. So don't give up. Keep working on, your skills in the meantime. Keep looking for opportunities, and you just have to keep going. And like I said, at least things are progressing in the right direction here so far. Another question I got is, do you still like living in Germany? And yes, I obviously still love living in Germany. If I didn't, I probably wouldn't stick around here. I need to feel comfortable in the environment that I'm in the place that I am living. So yes, I still love it here. I still encourage people to move here if they want to live here. And obviously I love living in Berlin, and I love all of the opportunities that have come my way because I have moved here. And now is the best time because it's summer and Berlin has the best vibe in the summertime, and it's really just lifting up my spirits, and I'm so excited that the weather has gotten so nice now. So the next question is, what's the hardest thing about living in Germany? And especially with everything that's gone down this year, I would say the hardest thing is being away from my family. That has been really difficult. I've never really been the type of person to get homesick, and I've been quite lucky that I do get to see my parents because either they come to visit me or I get to go there. So we've always managed to see each other, at least twice a year. And this year obviously has been a bit more difficult. We did plan to go back to Toronto to visit in April, and that was not possible. Other than that, I don't think I have any major struggles. Like I said, I really enjoy living here. But yeah, just being away from family and not having family nearby, or being able to go visit one of your relatives, whenever you want, is obviously quite difficult, especially during a time like this. But it has been made easier with Zoom calls. I've been connecting with my family in Colombia, in the US, in Canada, and I feel like we have managed to make a lot of time for each other during this period. So I do like to see that as a positive. And I know that next time I go home, I'm just gonna cherish the moments that I have with my family and my parents so much more, because I've definitely been missing that. But yeah, other than that, nothing really that difficult. I really enjoy living here. Another job related question is, how's life for a software engineer in Berlin? So I am not a software engineer. I think some of you think I work in that field. I don't. But from what I can tell, and working for a tech company, I think life here for software engineers and developers is really great. There's obviously a lot of demand for developers. Companies are constantly looking to hire developers, and it is a very high paying job. So I would say that life for software engineers, just based on people that I've spoken to and just within the company that I work with, I would say that life here for software engineers is really good. Berlin has a really good work-life balance. There's a lot of vacation time here in Germany, and there's a lot of tech companies in Berlin. So if you do work as a software engineer, or you are a developer, then I think you are in the right career, and Berlin is a good place for you to come to and work in as well. But yeah, those are all of the questions that I'm gonna answer for right now. But if you do have any other questions, or you want some more insight from me, feel free to follow me on my Instagram. I wanna do more live Q&As, and I think Instagram is good for that, because I'll be able to answer a lot more questions and be able to get back to you quicker as well. Now, the last thing that I wanted to address is the situation in the US and all of the protests that are happening. I am very grateful of the platform that I have here, and I would not be using my platform correctly if I didn't address it on my videos. I have been talking about it extensively over on my Instagram and bringing awareness to this cause and to the movement over there, but I also wanted to address it here as well. I myself am Canadian, but obviously Canada and US, we have very strong ties, and a lot of the issues that happen in the US revolving racism is not just related to the US. It happens in Canada, it happens all over the world, and I really want to support the Black community and of course bring awareness to this issue that is happening. Yeah, I just think it's absolutely crazy what is happening there in terms of the injustices that have happened. But I think it's so important for us to talk about it openly, and for us to, of course, share our support. And I am sending all my love to all of my US viewers who are going through so much right now. I've been looking at all of the footage and reading so much about it, and I really hope that you are taking care of yourselves and you are staying safe as well. And I completely support this movement. I think it's so important for, again, us to unite and for us to finally have this conversation, because it's been shut down and put on the back burner for way too long, and it's definitely time for us to talk about it.
Something else that I want to mention that is extremely important is that primary elections are happening in the US right now. So if you are a US citizen, it is your time to vote. You have so much power with your vote to elect the right people into office and have your voice be heard. So please don't forget to vote. I mentioned this on my Instagram, but again, I will go ahead and link some more info down below because it is so important to use your voice and put the right people into power as well. So yeah, you guys, I really hope that you are taking care of yourselves. Like I said, it's so important for us to all unite, for us to speak up for what is right, and for us to finally speak about all of the injustices that have been happening to the Black community for so long. And for everyone who is going to protest, please be safe as possible. And I hope that you are taking care of yourself and taking care of your mental health as well. I know it can seem or it is very overwhelming with everything that is happening, but please do take care of yourself. And that will be pretty much all for today. I really hope that you enjoyed the footage that I captured around Berlin. I hope that you found the Q&A session helpful. And that's gonna be all, you guys. Sending you so much love. Please take care, and I will talk to you in my next one. Tschüss!